Welcome to Dr. Charles Speaks, a podcast for now. You've joined us for a special series of transformational talks, selected exclusively from Dr. Charles's corporate success calls. The 15-minute calls are designed to encourage leaders, activate your thought life, and prepare you for the challenges ahead. Dr. Charles joins every call with a blend of his personal experiences, his expertise as a John Maxwell certified mentor and coach, and of course, his more than 30 years of exceptional experience in both corporate America and ministry. Get motivated with Dr. Charles Speaks, a transformational talk from the Reddline on today's podcast, inspiring excellence and generating results.
Good day, my friends. Another week's journey. This is Dr. Charles. You're on the Reddline, and I want to share with you over this next 15 minutes. I want to share some insightful information that I believe that will make a difference in starting off your week and making your week a positive week and truly making the difference in a life-changing way. At least I hope so. That's why I'm on the air. That's why I talk to my listeners each and every day, not taking anyone for granted. But it is my role and responsibility to do my best to inspire you to continue, that is, to challenge yourself in your own personal journey and in your own personal leadership growth. So I'm here today. I want to continue to talk about this subject, this book that I've been reading by John Maxwell, Failing Forward. You'll like it if you read it. I've read it, and I'm taking excerpts from it and sharing with you. I think it'll make a difference in your life and your journey. And I want to start off today with a quote because it's caught my attention over the last week. I read it, and today the quote goes, "Don't let your learning lead to knowledge, but let your learning lead to action." Let me say that again. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Rather, let your learning lead to action. And it's one thing to just gather information and knowledge. It's just like having a bunch of books in your library on a shelf and haven't opened up one. And if you did open up one, the dust would make you sneeze. But I'm here to tell you we've got to grab a hold of knowledge and insight, and then we're going to have to put some steps and make actionable steps and decisions that's going to make a difference. And so on today, when we're talking about failing forward, who is this person making these mistakes? Well, I got news for you. It's you and me. But John Killinger, he once said this: failure is the greatest opportunity I have to know who I really am. Wow. The greatest opportunity to have to know who I really am. You know, we look in the mirror sometimes and we look a little closer. We see those areas of opportunity, those areas that we wish we could do better. But action is going to speak louder than words, and just looking at them, I'm provoking you today to take action. Because, listen, sometimes great achievement, I'm talking about great achievement, can come only as the result of a period of failure. That failure helps you and me to really understand who we really are. And I know folks, you see folks have worked hard and have yet failed or came so close to the victory that they just broke down and just cried. We were looking at the basketball game, the championship game. You watch sometimes after the game is over, the players have poured their heart and their soul out, and they worked hard, and they put it all, left it all onto the playing floor, and they cover their eyes with a towel as the tears are running down their cheeks because they gave it all. It is in those moments when they have fallen short. You and I can relate to that. When those moments where we gave it the best shot that we could give, but we failed. But in the failing, we actually understood a little bit more about what we have, what we still needed to work on, and how we can do things even better and differently the next time. And those are the folks that achieve. Those are the folks that never give up. Those are the folks that say, I am determined, one defeat after another. I'm determined to make a difference and to win on the next time. And I know there's naysayers out there that says, man, just give up. Woman, just give up. You've done it enough. And you'll find in some of those stories and some of those testimonies, people literally thought about giving up, literally had one foot in the give up column and the other foot in try again. And they snatched that foot back and they said, I'm going to try again. And it was that last time that they may have said in their mind, I'm going to give it one more try. And in that trying, they pulled it off. And they were glad that they didn't give up. Because here's the key, my friends. People who desire to fail forward, that is, must turn their attention away from themselves and turn it towards helping people. And that's what it gets down. We all have pity parties from time to time, but I guarantee you, you'll turn it around when you start taking the eye off of you and placing it on helping. I'm not talking about pointing the finger at others why you didn't make it because so-and-so did something to you or said something about you. I'm talking about taking the attitude that I'm going to learn from my experiences, I'm going to grow on, and in the growing on, I'm going to try even harder. And while I'm doing all of these things, I'm going to bring people along with me and help them because I'm going to get some joy out of helping some people versus just looking at me all the time. And you know, many people who struggle with chronic failure, they do so because they think of no one but themselves. They worry about what other people think of them. Well, stop that. Don't worry about what other people think of you. You just continue to practice and continue to learn and continue to grow and expand your reach and bring people along with you. You'll see it'll make the difference because when people think about you, do they say to themselves, my life is better because of you or my life is worse because of you? Their response probably answers the question of whether you are adding value or not. And that's what we want to do is add value to people's lives, to not only to succeed personally, but we must try to help others along the way as we are living this life here on earth. Zig Ziglar, he said this. He said, you can get everything in life you want if you help enough people get what they want. Listen to that again. You can get everything in life you want if you help enough people get what they want. Just think about that and meditate on that a little bit. And how do you do that? How can you turn your focus from yourself and add value to others? I'm going to give you 3 things quickly of what you can do in turning the focus from you to adding value to others. I've said this. Number 1, putting others first in your thinking. We live in a world today of me, 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 me. Look at me. But I want to change that a little bit. I want you to start putting others first in your thinking. Start at work. Do it at work. Do it in your family. Do it in your church community. Do you try to make your coworkers, or do you try to make the employees or your family members or your best friends, do you try to make them look good, or are you more concerned about making sure that you receive your share of the credit? I know sometimes people snatch credit away, at least they try to, but believe me, when you work hard at it and you poured it into it and somebody tries to come along and takes the credit, don't you worry about it. The truth will come out later. It'll come out and you will be happy that you didn't go off on the person. You'll be pleased by the fact that you know, and your maker, he knows that you did the job and you did it in a way that you put people first. Serving others is the key. And when you serve others, back to Zig Ziglar's statement, you can get everything in life you want if you help enough people get what they want. Versus, I'm just thinking about me, myself, and I. Make a shift. I'm challenging you. I'm making a shift. This is not easy. In the course of living and living life, there's been a transformation, and it's still taking place. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. Am I working on it? Perfection? Yes, I am. Because as somebody says, I'm trying to make 100, 99 and a half won't do. I don't know where I'm at, but I'm going to continue to strive to be better, do better, help others along the way. So number one, when it comes down to how do you turn the focus off of yourself and add values to others, start thinking by putting others first in your thinking. That would be helpful. That would make a difference. Number two, find out what others need. Find out. When you know people's values, what do they value, you can add value to them. How do you go about doing that? Well, you listen to people. Ask them what matters to them. That's how you find out in terms of what other needs are. What matters to them? Because if you can discover how people spend their time and how they spend their money, you'll know what they value, and you can add value to that. That's getting to know people. We're talking about failing forward. Who is this person making mistakes? We all make mistakes, but then we're shifting, learning from the mistakes, and we're adding value to people because one, we said we're putting others first in our thinking, and two, we're finding out what others need, and we're asking the question what matters to them so we can determine how we can help fit a need for them. Number three, once you know what matters to people, I want you to do this. Do your best to meet their needs with excellence and generosity. Offer your best with no thought. Get this. Offer your best with no thought towards what you might receive in return. Now, I've learned something about this. You know, when you expect people that you know to help you and they don't get mad. Or when you've helped people and they don't really acknowledge the way you would like them to acknowledge it, don't get mad. Continue to do good. What I have found is that when I don't expect anything in return, then someone comes out of nowhere and they bless me in a way that I didn't think would happen. I know it's happened for you. I know it has. So I don't get mad at people if I've done something and they don't acknowledge it or they don't say thank you. I don't get upset with them because I'm going to continue to do good. So we're going to each and every day offer our best. And that's what I want to do. Want to see the world offer its best every day with no thought towards what you might receive in return. I think we would be better off as a community, as a nation, a country, in making a difference in the lives of others about what we can do for them versus what they can do for us. So we've talked about, one, putting others first in your thinking. Two, find out what others need. Three, and once you find out, give it your best. Give it the A+. Give it with your generosity and with the thought that you may not receive anything in return from them. I want to close out today with this. This is what I want to leave with you. I want you to be more concerned with what you can give rather than what you can get, because giving is the highest level of living. Think about it. Thank you, my friends. I don't take it for granted, but I did hope that I challenged you today in your thinking, and I believe if you take hold of it, it truly will make a difference starting now. God bless you. Let's enjoy the day. Let's enjoy the rest of the week. You have been listening to Dr. Charles.
Thank you for listening to Dr. Charles Speaks. Visit drcharlesred.com for booking info for your ministry, business, or leadership team. Get info about the Red Line, a 15-minute corporate success call each Monday morning with Dr. Charles. Follow Dr. Charles on all social media at Dr. Charles Red. Subscribe to the podcast here for every episode of Dr. Charles Speaks. Thanks for joining us. Like Dr. Charles always says, no matter what, never, never, never give up. Until next time.